Hello, if you are watching this video, it's because you want some more information about preliminary research. All right, so as a reminder, all preliminary research means it's like early research. It's light research. Sometimes I call it that. And your goal is to just see what is out there about your research topic. It has three potential goals. Is to find key information. You can learn some facts and statistics, or you can just like learn about vocabulary terms, whatever you're learning stuff. Then you can also be on the lookout to see like what are some problems and challenges out there. What are some debates out there? What's an issue? What are the experts saying about this issue? And then the last one is to inspire more questions. Like, oh, I like now that I've learned this, what else is out there? That's kind of the literally the task we're doing today, right? You're just gonna find a source, one thing online, and learn a little bit about the background information. Learn a little bit of problems if they're available, and definitely prompt number three. What do you want to understand more about? Okay, so to guide you through this, I'm first going to go to my research topic. This is the topic that I'm doing. I want to explore how wealth affects and determines the kind of environment kids grow up in, and why access to clean, safe, nature-rich spaces have become a form of privilege. This is not a perfect thing, and I have not made it into a good research question. It's just I'm really focused. I was inspired by Thinking is a Luxury Good, and how like the digital spaces are becoming a form of privilege, and also the topics and themes of Last Child in the Woods. So I'm just looking about, is nature a form of privilege? And so I have some ideas. I think it could be, but I don't really know much about it beyond this. So I'm going to go to Google. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to go straight to Google. And what am I going to search though, right? Now, everybody has to search different things. What I'm not going to do is copy and paste my entire topic into Google and just hope for the best. All right. First of all, Google's going to block out a ton of it. This is income inequality in the developing child, but that's not anything. It's also a scholarly source, and I don't want it yet. How does wealth inequality shape children's education? Not about nature. Nature or nurture has nothing to do with actual like being in the woods. It has to do with like psychology. I got nothing. No, 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 nope, nope. Okay, so what I do instead is I Google something that's more manageable, and I might literally. What if I nature as a source of privilege? Why don't I just do that? See what's going on. So nature as a source of privilege. I'm going to spell privilege wrong. Huh. All right, now there's one more thing I just thought about. Um, I'm I'm not looking at nature as a form of privilege for everybody. I was more focused on children and kids, students, something like that. Um, so I'm literally gonna and children. All right, and children. This isn't a sentence. This is just nature as a source of privilege and children. It doesn't read grammatically correct, but let's find out what happens. All right, there we go. All right, I got some stuff. Children and nature. Immediately, my brain's like, okay, well, children and nature are two of the things I'm focusing on. Also, immediately, Richard Louv, the author of our book, my book is there. Child Mind Institute: Why Kids Need to Spend More Time in Nature. Like, I'm thinking I might do that one. The Luck and Privilege of Growing Up in Nature. The Michigan Daily. Immediately there's some good ones. I do not just go to the first one. I often Google's not great like that anymore. You want to like look at even a couple pages. So I'm going to pause for a second and tell you my process right here. I scanned this thing and I saw that this one is a journal article. I do not need it right now. I am simply not going to read it or think about it. You know, I could easily click it and, you know, bookmark it, but I'm not going to do anything with it right now, and I'll probably find something like it later. So I have this, all right, access to need. I have a number of different things. They all seem to be things that have to do with my topic, which I'm lucky. That was great. I'm going to go to Michigan Daily. It seems like a newspaper, and that's a popular source. The luck and privilege of growing up in nature. Rachel McKimmey. It is the Michigan Daily is a newspaper. I don't know much about it, but so all right. It looks like it's an opinion piece, kind of an op-ed kind of piece. I'm a fast reader, so I'm kind of just looking up that she's talking about her own experiences, which is like, good. I've realized what a privilege such an experience was. I didn't know how lucky I was at the time. Again, more of her parents' stuff. It is a little bit of like a personal kind of piece of writing. It just kind of has a lot about her stuff so far. Yeah, she's a college student. She's just glad. All right, but the concept of environmental injustice. All right, there we go. Okay, now I'm learning stuff about highways and segregation. That could lead to somewhere. All right. You know what? I mean, I could use it. She talks about the thing that I'm thinking about, right? She's talking about that. She's talking about it's a privilege, all right? Brings a little bit of race and class into it, which is fine. But I'm not sure I learn anything here. So that's okay, right? I skimmed it. It could have been good. It has a good title. I don't know. It doesn't it's not what I want. So I'm gonna go back. I have this organization. I saw exposure to nature is a privilege. All right, or the nature gap. All right, nature gap. All right, confronting racial and economic disparities in the destruction and protection of nature in America. People of color, families with children, and low-income communities are most likely to be deprived of the benefits that nature provides. Now, I'm going to pause, and I think I'm going to use this. That's what I'm going to use. Why? Well, I think that I can learn a little bit of information, just a little bit. Immediately, I already know that this is right here. This is a problem, right? This is an issue that is my topic's dealing with. It's a problem. And so, and I'm not, let's see how long, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I am not going to read this whole thing for preliminary research. I'm just not. I want to let you know, and neither do you. Okay? We don't have to have that kind of time. This almost reads like it's a potential scholarly source. It really is up there. So I'm going to use it, but I'm kind of just going to skim maybe the top part. Okay? So that's me. I'm going to go ahead and go do that. And if I didn't want to use this one, then I could go and getting kids outside, one of the best things a parent can do. Seems like it's a good thing too. I could learn a little bit about why being out in nature is a good thing, right? That could be something I learn. So to sum up, preliminary research isn't about finding the answer to your question or your topic. It's just adding to your information, seeing what's out there. This is a perfectly good source, as is this exposure to nature is a privilege. It's a news source for the National Catholic Reporter. It seems like it's a good thing too. So, all right, there's plenty of stuff out there for all of us, and give it a shot. All right, and I will check in tomorrow night.